I'm sick of the lies. The lies. The mainstream sports media tells you Braun fanboys, making you believe LeBron is the GOAT. He not the GOAT, dog. He not the GOAT. How many times we got to tell you, dog? But we got these Braun fanboys, dog. They talking about, no. LeBron had a more successful career. You know, you think LeBron failed. What about Michael Jordan? What about Michael Jordan? You know, he was 1-9 without Pippen in the playoffs, dog. He was 1-9. He was 1-9. Pippen had to save the day. Pippen got on the team, and then that's the only thing that helped Michael get out of the first round. Dog. That's a lie. That's a lie. He was 1-9 without Pippen? That's a lie, dog. And let me explain why. Because the thing is, it's kind of true. It's partially true. Yeah, without Pippen, Michael Jordan was 1-9 in the playoffs. Yeah. Without Pippen, he was 1-9 in the playoffs. That's true. But they don't tell the whole truth, dog. They tell a partial truth. They omit certain information that is really pertinent to this investigation, dog. When we realize the actual whole truth, then we see it ain't got nothing to do with just Pippen. It wasn't just Pippen that joined the team. All right? That's the thing people don't even try to think about. Never even mention it, dog. Oh, Pippen. They have to say without Pippen, because they have to try to paint Pippen out to be this ridiculous beast of a player, dog, who came in and saved the day. He was better. He was a better all-around player. He was better this, better that, better this. And it wasn't until they got Pippen that everything started turning around, dog. It's a lie. It's a lie, dog. Let's talk about it. Before Pippen came to the team, dog. Before Pippen came to the team, it was Michael Jordan in the playoffs. Let's go a year before Pippen joined the team, the 86-87 season, dog. 86-87 season. Michael Jordan in the playoffs leads his team in points, assists, steals, and blocks. And he is second in rebounding, only behind the center, Charles Oakley. I'll say it again. In the 86-87 playoffs, Michael Jordan led his team in points, assists, steals, and blocks, and was second in rebounding, only behind the center, Charles Oakley. Now remember, Michael Jordan was a 6'6" shooting guard, dog, and he is second in rebounding, only behind the center, Charles Oakley. So what's going on with our power forwards, our small forwards? Like, why is Michael Jordan second in rebounding, only behind the center, dog? They had a rebounding problem. They had a size problem and a rebounding problem. They had a center, dog. They had a center, a backup center, Granville Waiters. This dude was what? He was like 6'10", 6'11", something like that, dog. Averaging less than 3 rebounds per game, dog. Less than 3 rebounds per game as a center of that height, dog. Come on now. They had Granville Waiters. They had Pete Myers. They had Gene Banks, a small forward, power forward, who was averaging less than 3 rebounds per game in the playoffs and less than 5 rebounds per game in the regular season, dog. And they also had Sadali Threat, dog. Sadali Threat, point guard, short dude, 6'2", He wasn't doing too much either in his production, dog. So in the following season, they get rid of Sadali Threat. They get rid of Gene Banks. They get rid of Granville Waiters. They get rid of Pete Myers. And they bring in Scottie Pippen. Oh, the savior. Oh, but they also bring in Horace Grant. Oh, we forgot about him, didn't we? We forgot about him. Wasn't he on the championship each time of that three-peat? Oh, we forgot about him. It was just Pippen, though. It was just Pippen. No, Horace Grant, dog. Horace Grant, 6'10". He could play center and power forward. And maybe even small forward in some instances, dog. Horace Grant. They needed size. They brought in a 6'8" Pippen. A 6'10" Horace Grant. They brought in a 6'2" point guard Rory Sparrow. And they brought in a 6'2" point guard Sam Vincent, dog. So it wasn't just without Pippen, dog. They had to get rid of 4 people and bring in 4 entirely new people. All right? So we go to the playoffs, dog. We go to the playoffs. Remember, let's keep in mind, Pippen was a bench player. Horace Grant was a bench player, you know? Let's keep in mind, these guys weren't even starters yet. So we go to the playoffs. The 87-88 playoffs, and once again, Michael Jordan leads his team in points, assists, steals, and blocks, and is second in rebounding, only behind the center, Charles Oakley, dog. Let me say it again. With Pippen, with Horace Grant, with the new additions to the team, we go to the playoffs, and once again, Michael Jordan is leading the team in points, assists, steals, and blocks, and is second in rebounding, only behind Charles Oakley. What changed, dog? What changed? Michael Jordan still handling most of the business, dog. What changed? You know? But Pippen, though. No, without Pippen. Even though Horace Grant played a part too. Here's the difference, dog. Here's what changed. They had more rebounders, dog. More rebounders, more size to get these rebounds because they needed rebounds, dog. That's why they were brought in, dog. Defense and rebounding. That's why they're there. They're not there for scoring. They had a scoring problem, but those guys weren't there for scoring. They were there for rebounding and defense, dog. They needed that. They needed that. Their defense had been lacking, dog. Their offense was like, in the top 50% of the league. Their offense wasn't too much of a problem because they had a Michael Jordan. But their defense, dog, their defense was lacking. They needed some size. They needed some people who could pick up some rebounds, dog, and not give these second chance opportunities to the offense, the opposing offense, dog. That's what they needed. And guess what? Horace Grant, he averaging over 5 rebounds per game, about 7, 8 rebounds per game. And Scottie Pippen, he's averaging 5 rebounds per game, over 5 rebounds per game, dog. So these guys are averaging more than 5 rebounds per game, all right, for the most part. Coming off the bench, dog. You see what I'm saying? Coming off the bench and averaging more rebounds than those other scrubs they had to get rid of because they weren't even averaging 5 rebounds per game. So these guys were rebounding, dog. They were hustling and grabbing boards. And so now that was the difference maker that allowed Michael Jordan to be able to get out of the first round and allowed his team to be in a better seating, because they actually have size. Remember, this is like early 80s or mid 80s, this is late 80s coming into the 90s, this is still the big man era. You still need size, dog. And you still need people who can rebound, dog. And if you don't have that, your team is pretty much screwed because everybody else got that, dog. All the contenders, they got size, dog. They got people who can rebound, dog. They got people who can box out. You see what I'm saying? The Bulls were lacking in that department, so they had to go and get it, dog. They had to go get it. And that's what Pippen and Horace Grant provided, dog. Wasn't about scoring. It was about hustling, grabbing boards, playing defense against these bigger guys. How can you put a body on these bigger guys? You know? Do you have the size to do that? Do you have the size to box out these bigger guys and get the rebounds? That's what it's about, dog. It wasn't no just Pippen showed up, all right? It was Pippen and Horace Grant, dog. He was 1-9 without size. He was 1-9 without people who were able to get more than 5 rebounds per game. That's what he was 1-9 without, dog. But no. It was Pippen, dog. It was Pippen. It had to be Pippen. It had to be Pippen. But when Pippen got on the team, nothing changed as far as what Michael Jordan was doing. Leading his team in points, assists, steals, and blocks. And only second in rebounding behind the center, dog. Once again, the shooting guard getting the second most rebounds. That is unacceptable, dog. You can't win like that. He's 6'6", and he getting the second most rebounds only behind the center. We need a power forward. We need a small forward who can get these rebounds. And that was the point of getting Pippen and Horace Grant on that team. But we got to develop these guys. We got to get these guys better. They're not even good enough to be starters yet, dog. We got to develop these guys. And the very next season, the 88-89 season, now we're in the off season of the 87-88 season. Now in the off season, we start developing these guys. We start getting these guys better. We start helping these guys develop and grow into the rebounders we need them to be. And we start incorporating them better into our offense, you know. So now they're playing defense and they're contributing on offense. Not in a significant manner as far as offense is concerned, but defensively, they're starting to get more rebounds. And that's what we need. Back then, it was a position-based game, dog. They try to make it positionless now, dog. Back then, you needed your small forward to be getting rebounds. You needed your power forward to be getting rebounds, dog. You needed that. You see what I'm saying? One and 9 without Pippen. And then guess what happens? When Pippen shows up for that first year, coming off the bench, you know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan makes it out of the first round, wins a 3-2 series against the Cleveland Cavaliers. He hits the last second shot to advance them. They didn't give the ball to Pippen. You think Pippen was the savior? They didn't give the ball to Pippen, dog. He didn't start one game in that series except the final game. And yeah, he scored big. You know, he got 20 plus points, dog. But come on, dog. He had size. He was probably getting set up by the guy who is leading the team in assists. Oh yeah, Michael Jordan. Come on now. So, let's see. Where do we go from here? Kind of went blank for a second. Okay, so 3-2 series, right? 3-2 series. So he's 1 and 9, right? 1 and 9. Now he's got the 3 and 2, so that makes him 4 and 11. 4 and 11 now that Pippen's there. And then they go to face the Detroit Pistons. And then the Detroit Pistons, gentlemen sweep them, dog. So now they're 4 and 11. That turns into 5 and 15. So now he's 5 and 15 in the playoffs with Pippen now or now that Pippen got there, let's just forget the what he did without Pippen. What did he do with Pippen? What did he do with Pippen? With Pippen, he went 4-6. 4-6. That's still losing, dog. Still losing. 4-6 with Pippen and Horace Grant, might I add. Still losing. So you want to talk about some 1-9? Oh, he was losing. He was losing when he got him. When he got Pippen, he was still losing, dog. Come on now. They hadn't fully developed their team yet. But people want to talk about his early failures because he didn't have a team built around him. Michael Jordan didn't have a team. Oh, without Pippen. You mean without Pippen and Horace Grant? And Sam Vincent made some contributions as well now. You know? These are the 3 guys who came in and started making contributions right away to help give the Bulls some success in the playoffs, enough to, and in the regular season, enough to they could get a higher seeding, so they didn't have to face the top seed as soon as they came into the first round, dog. It's a team sport. It's a team game. You know what I'm saying? Well, here we go. He was 1-9 without Pippen, like it was just Pippen, dog. It wasn't just Pippen. Remember? Horace Grant, dog. Come on now. Stop talking about it, but they have to say without Pippen, so they can gas up Pippen and make it look like Pippen was better than he was, dog. Michael Jordan needed 2 guys to get rebounds, dog. That's what he needed. He needed rebounding. He couldn't be the shooting guard being second in rebounds for his team, dog. You can't rely on that. You think you're gonna beat better teams, top teams, when your shooting guard is second in rebounding? They needed some size. They needed some other guys who could get rebounds, dog. That's what that was. Well, here we are. Michael Jordan is 1-9 without Pippen. He couldn't even get out of the first round till Pippen showed up. And it was just Pippen, by the way. It was just Pippen that showed up, and Pippen saved the day, coming off the bench, averaging 7.9 points per game, dog. Like, come on, dog. Pippen and Horace Grant provided rebounding. They provided size. They provided effort on defense and hustle to get those boards, dog. That's what they provided. And that's all Michael needed. All right? Initially, to get his team to be a better team, a higher seeding, dog. But he would need more. And not mean he need more help, like he got to go grab more pieces and all this and all that. No, he would need more from those guys, and he would help develop those guys. He would help make them better. Oh, he made his teammates better? Whoa. No. Don't say that. Don't say that. He made his teammates better, dog. He made Pippen better. He made Horace Grant better. To where their production increased over time. And now they were able. And it didn't take too long. That's how serious Michael was. He was hardcore leadership in practice, working these guys, dog. He took Pippen under his wing. You know what I'm saying? He was pushing these guys, to get the most out of them, even though they had just came into the league. Pippen was a bench player, didn't even make the all-rookie team, dog. He didn't go straight to starting. He wasn't like that. He didn't go straight to starting. He came off the bench, dog. Wasn't even on the all-rookie team, dog. Neither one. First team, second team. He wasn't on even an all-rookie team, dog. He wasn't like that. His first year, he's coming off the bench. Off season, working with Michael, now he's a starter. Same with Horace Grant, dog. Now they're starters. So the 88-89 season, dog. They go to the playoffs and they face the Detroit Pistons, dog. And the Detroit Pistons, this is the first time and the last time Michael Jordan ever blew a lead in the playoffs, dog. He had the lead on them. He had the lead on the Pistons, dog. 2-1 lead. But, you know, team wasn't good enough, dog. Couldn't hold on to that lead. You know, they got eliminated, dog. Lost 2-4. So the next year, the 89-90 season, now Scottie Pippen is an all-star. He's only been in the league 2 years, 2 seasons, dog. He's already an all-star. You think that's a coincidence? You think Michael had nothing to do with that? You know, Michael was the first player ever to get 200 plus steals and 100 plus blocks in a season, right? First player to ever do it, dog. And he did it in back-to-back seasons. Back-to-back, and the only player to ever do it in back-to-back seasons. The only other players to ever achieve this are who? Hakeem Olajuwon, and guess what? The second person to ever do it, because Michael was the first, the second one to ever do it was Scottie Pippen, dog. Scottie Pippen. You think that's a coincidence? No player had ever done that. But now all of a sudden, Scottie Pippen is the second player to do it, and who's on his team? The first player to do it. The guy who took him under his wing and helped him grow as a player. Helped him become an all-star in 2 years, dog. Making his teammates better. And in a drastic way, dog. A drastic way. But here we are, talking about without Pippen. Okay. You know what? Without Pippen, dog. Without Pippen. Let's not even talk about Horace Grant. Let's not talk about any of that. Without Pippen. Guess what? Pippen had to become Pippen, and Michael helped Pippen become the Pippen y'all are all praising today, dog. Pippen would have never been Pippen without Michael. That's the facts, dog. So I don't want to hear none of this 1-9 without Pippen, dog. Nah. Without Jordan, there'd be no Pippen, dog. That's the facts. Without Jordan, Pippen ain't winning no 6 rings, dog. That's the facts. Because we've seen what Pippen has done without Jordan, dog. 0 rings, dog. 0 rings. And then they say, oh, well, but Michael also has 0 rings without Pippen. Yeah, okay. So what? Michael was a Hall of Famer no matter what. Whether he won rings or not, dog. Accolades. He was going to be a Hall of Famer regardless. He was leading the league in scoring regardless. He led the league in scoring before Pippen got there, dog. He was Defensive Player of the Year and MVP the year that Pippen was coming off the bench, dog. You see what I'm saying? He led the league in scoring and was Defensive Player of the Year. Only player to ever do that. That's when Pippen was coming off the bench, dog. Don't be talking to me about no Pippen, dog. Michael Jordan made Scottie Pippen. I'm going to do a whole video on that too, dog. Don't you worry. 1-9 without Pippen. Don't even get the whole truth, the whole story right. Without Pippen and Horace Grant, dog. And Horace Grant. Both those guys were a part of the three-peat. You know, they were the big 3. Jordan, Pippen, and Grant, dog. Those are the guys you needed to have a championship team. It wasn't just no Jordan and Pippen. Everyone wants to say, oh, they're a dynamic duo. It was a big 2. It was a big 2. No. You had Jordan, Pippen, and Grant, dog. And that was a three-peat championship team, dog. Come on now. Let's get the facts straight. Get the facts straight before you start trying to point the finger and you don't even have the whole story straight, dog. Come on now. 1-9 without Pippen. It's ridiculous.